ago, Albert Ochoa became an influencer as he gained his initial fame through his appearance on the reality TV show Life of Kylie, where he took Kylie Jenner on a prom date. But he's more than just a prom date. Since becoming the champion, truly faced the brand and currently on a 4-match win streak, making his way to become a top crossover boxer.
Can we talk about his shoes?
I was just going to say that.
They are sparkly and I like them.
Tell me, let's talk about it, because you and I, before the show started, we gushed over Albert Ochoa's ring gear.
His last fight, didn't he come out in Michael Jackson shoes?
Yes. A Thriller-inspired shoes and
okay, so
he stands at 5'11" and represents pound for pound. He's fighting out of Sacramento by Las Vegas, Nevada. He is Albert King Ochoa.
The crowd gets loud, Flobo. This is looking to be a very fun, very interesting matchup. Before they get started, if you had $5,000 you were putting down, much like a Brett and Kelly, who are you putting it on?
Well, I got to put it on the champ. Look at that. It was way more confident. That's saying something knowing how much we know Albert Ochoa. King had an extra bit of stake this time around.
Recently, Heather, Albert Ochoa signed with Bob Santos, as we mentioned, Team Santos. He's the only influencer boxer other than Jake Paul to work with Bob Santos, which tells you the kind of prospect Ochoa is.
that just tells you how seriously he is taking it and how much he wants this for his career and for his future.
As we continue to see this first round move on here, Flopo, the training of both guys is really, really something. I know that Suede came in and was saying that he likes to fight, the other guy likes to train, but Suede, to his credit, he trains at Mayweather Boxing with influencer Fight League veteran Vincent the Razor Ruiz, an absolute favorite here on it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I don't think Albert kind of underestimated the pedigree of Suede guy, but there was an early jab in the first round that made Albert go, okay, looks like you can hang with me. I think that's what you're talking about. There's trainers, there's people you align yourself with, but it all comes down to practice. Something
that I'm already seeing early on, Heather, is that Albert Ochoa definitely isn't letting Suede dictate how this fight's going. You notice whenever it seems like Suede is starting to get some momentum, he'll clinch up, he'll stop the momentum and get right back to where he wanted to be.
Yeah, it seems like Albert is in control right now and leading, and it seems like he is trying to hug him a couple times, but I think they'll stop and slow down once he starts to feel a little bit more comfortable with the plug.
As you see, Flobo, Ochoa definitely working that jab, definitely looking to set things up likely with that jab, but really leaning into it a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. The jab has really been one of the few tools he's been using, but this round has been pretty much the challenger's playground. Every time you see a little bit of exchange, that last exclamation point comes from those right.
You know, something we saw earlier in the night, Heather, was that in that match with Brendan Kelly versus G. Perez, the judges seem to like the technical aspect of this, and I think that's going to play into the hands of an Albert Ochoa as the first round ends. As you can see him lining up shots, connecting, maybe not knockout shots, maybe not staggering shots, but he's landing a lot of shots and he's not missing as many as someone like Suede.
He's landing his shots, he's doing what he needs to do. Suede really needs to come out and maybe do some power punches, really try to rattle Albert, hit him in the face a little. But yeah, I think that maybe he might be a little bit tired because he doesn't have as much as cardio, but hopefully he can catch his breath and in round 2, he can throw some really hard punches and give us a good fight.
Yeah, well, but do you agree? Do you think that maybe Suede needs to quit trying to box and start trying to fight?
I mean, look, it was working for him now. I'll have him ahead on my scorecard, but yeah, you really want to be able to confuse your opponent and put them on the back heel. So yeah, why not go and try something different?
Now, Heather, I'm looking over at Suede the Blood God's corner here. I'm looking over his coaches, and I'm seeing someone very familiar.
Carlos is in the ring corner, man. I think they're friends. He told me that he knew him. I didn't know he knew him, but I guess he does.
I mean, mean, that's the thing about Influence and Fight League. Yet another thing, you never know who's going to show up where. Maybe they'll wrap someone out during the entrance. Maybe they'll be in the corner. It's really exciting here at Influence and Fight League.
For sure. I think a lot of influencers stick together, so there's always a couple in the building wherever you go.
You know, it's interesting. This crowd, this packed arena here, has almost came to a hush as they're watching these two go at it for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people were kind of expecting one flavor of contest. They were getting another one, still equally as valid, but it's kind of hard to tell. This is almost like two pieces of clay sculpting themselves in the ring.
You know, I almost think of it, Heather, with the way the crowd is. It's almost like when you're watching a football game and it's, you know, fourth down on the 1 yard line, last play of the game, and everyone gets to a hush because the anticipation is too much.
We're all just sitting here and we're waiting because we want to see what each person is going to do or throw. We want to see their game plan. So we're all just kind of sitting here waiting to see what they're going to pull out.
As anything could happen at any moment, but again, Flobo, that wherewithal of Albert Ochoa saw he was clenched up back to the ropes and just made sure it got broken. Oh! Connects right on the button, Flobo.
Absolutely. I was going to say the same news there because the opening Albert was looking for, playing defense, and now the offense going for the kill.
And there it was, Heather, that anticipation again giving way to pure excitement as we saw that flurry.
He got tired. He got tired, he put his hand down, and Albert took the opportunity and got a great hit right on his face. But he's not going to give up right now.
You know, looking at the face of Suede, the Plug God, he definitely looks like he's in a fight right now. He definitely looks like the time for joking around and laughing is gone. He's in a fight.
Yeah, I think once he got hit in the head, he realized this is serious. It's time to put my game face on and do some really hard throws.
You saw that big swing there from Suede, the Plug God. We need to see more of that from him in this one.
I think so, but you got to pick a better time to do that. You had an opportunity with the champs on the back foot. That's when you do the hurting bombs. Don't try to start an offense and change the back.
It's the end of the second round. We move to our third and final round of the entire event. It's been a very exciting roller coaster of emotion here today, Heather, and we're about to see whether or not Albert Ochoa retains the title again or if we get a new champion here.
Yes. I mean, it's all going to come down to this round. This is the final round. They have to dig deep. They're both tired. They're both breathing heavy. This is where your heart plays. This is where you have to give it all you got. Who wants it more? They have to come in and they have 2 minutes. This could be anybody's game. Give it all you got for 2 minutes. Hit somebody with the right hook, and hey, it could be anybody's.
Well, but what do you think Bob Santos is saying to Albert Ochoa right now?
Say, hey, look, you've been doing pretty good. You've been hanging out. All the defensive markers have been hit, but now you have to close it out. You saw what happened with the decision that last contest. You're the champ for a reason. Go back to your game. Go back to what you instead. No need to give your opponent this much respect so late in the game.
Let me ask you this. Does Albert Ochoa need to win this round?
Yes. I think it's close enough that maybe it's the decision in his favor, but you don't want to leave it up to chance.
Yeah, Heather, after that last matchup, I think we know that you cannot leave anything to chance. Both these guys really need to act as if this is a must-win round.
They do. They really need to make sure that their cardio is good here because this is where it all is going to play out in these last 2 minutes.
Oh, as we see Suede God hit a bunch of connections there to the head of Albert Ochoa. And I think that Suede the Plug God definitely knows he needs to win this final round as he continues to swing some heavy leather. But Albert Ochoa, it doesn't look like he's letting it slow him down, continuing with that game plan, continuing to work that jab, and continuing to get those connections. But Suede the Plug God again coming in hot.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of an increase of intensity of both these competitors. We're seeing a lot of that wouldn't be used, but Suede God does not want to go quietly. You're seeing it now. Maybe not the most precise offensive attack, but definitely works out in his favor.
Yeah, Heather, I guess when you're Suede the Plug God and you're not sure about the technical aspects and you're not sure how the judges are going to go, worst case scenario, just keep swinging and hope it adds up.
Yeah, I mean, he's just swinging and swinging, but he has to put some power behind it or Albert will not go down. I think right now it's coming down to who has more gas in the tank.
Ochoa really showing why he became the face of his brand in the first place, why he has been the champion for so long. why he's more than just a prom day from years ago, really showing that championship caliber fighting here.
Absolutely. It's not just being a good fighter, it's being able to keep different kind of opponents, different flavors of the sport at bay. That's exactly what he's doing right here.
Ochoa continues to hold that hand out so he can set up the more powerful punches or hit those jabs. But Suede, the Blood God, continuing to hit some pretty big shots here. Another shot to Ochoa, but Ochoa, just to his credit, continues to not look like he's letting this get to him. We've had a lot of fighters, Heather, tonight who said that they are unwavering, but Ochoa, more than anyone, I think, has shown a little bit of showmanship here.
Wow, yes, and I mean, we are running out of time, so if they're going to do some... And there it is. I told you we were running out of time.
And there it is, Flobo. Let me ask you about the showmanship from Ochoa at the very end there. That was a message, not to the Blood God. I think that was a message to the judges.
Oh, absolutely. That says, look, I did not give you a contest up to my standard, but I think it's just enough. That last 30 seconds, you were playing with this food, and you know what? You're a Revival champ. You get the right to do that.
I do think it was a very good fight. I mean, there were no knockdowns. They went full 3 rounds. Nobody went even close to being down. They were hitting hard. It was a really great job on both parts.
A really tough fight with 2 very tough competitors. You know, I have a feeling that after this, that they're going to want to try some Man Butter themselves, use some of that amazing product. Of course, I want to thank our sponsors like Man Butter and Styles Make Fights, as well as Rome Media, Rough Life for some incredible boxing gloves we got here tonight, and Fite TV, really the original sponsor of the Influencer Fight League. You guys are the ones that make it happen. I also want to give a quick shout out to Nikasuki Casino and Resort for having us here. You guys, Robo, it's only a matter of time. Do we hear and new or and still?
I'll be into my seat. That's a cliche, but it's actually the truth here. It can go either way. Let's see the judges call with this decision.
Heather, as you look at the body language of both fighters, let me ask you this. Who do you think got it?
I'm going to say and still.
And still, the welterweight champion out of the blue corner, Albert King Ochoa.
Global boys. And still.
And still, you can see the frustration on the way the Blood God's face.
It was a great performance. It seemed like you had control. You seemed composed. Was this the game plan to stay on the outside and pick and choose your moments? Did you think that he was going to come a little wild, or were you trying to capitalize?
You know, first I want to thank Jesus Christ. Without him, I wouldn't be here. You know, but hey, thank you for everyone that came through. Gracias por todo mi gente that came out. Gracias. Shout out to Bob Santos Sports Illustrated, Lanier #1 4 heavyweight, my corner, Joey Santos. Thank you. Yeah, we put on a great performance. And I told you I was going to come out here and outbox this dude, and I did it.
Earlier on during the press conference, you had a few words with certain fighters. You had a couple of fighters that were trying to call you out. Now that you maintain your championship, who is it that you want to see next?
You know, I want to go the route like Jake Paul fighting UFC fighter next. I know I want Uriah Faber from Sacramento, California. That's what I want. We're going to do it at All-in-One. We're going to do it on Amazon Prime. And I know you know my trainer, Bob Santos Sports Illustrated, shirt of the year, baby.
Big congratulations to you and your entire team. We can't wait to see you back in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the champ,